Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be different than the ones I've made so far. I've been thinking about this a lot and finally decided to start a series here on YouTube where I would document my journey to my first ever half Ironman race this September. I know, in light of recent events, there might not even be any race in September, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but first let's turn back the wheel of time a bit so I can give you some background and explain how I got where I'm at today on the 8th of May 2020. So we are sometime at the end of 2018 when I decided to sign up for my first sprint triathlon. Actually, you know what? Let's go back a little bit further. Now, we are in November 2016 when I quit my then full-time job and started filming weddings full-time instead. This is important because at the time I quit my job I weighed around 242 pounds or 110 kgs and I was far from being fit, like light years far. I was out of shape. It was partly due to doing 12-hour night shifts 4 times during the week for years while trying to build up my photography and videography business from scratch at the weekends simultaneously. It did not only lead to health problems, but I also got fat as well. Zero exercise, eating junk food and drinking loads of energy drinks all the time had a negative impact on my general health and well-being. And in November 2016 I said it was enough. By that time, my wedding filming business had reached a point where I could make enough money to move on with my life. So I left the night shifts and all the related bad habits behind and started training and paying more attention to my health from December 2016 onwards. Fast forward to June 2018, I had already lost 23 kg or 50 pounds. I got stronger, leaner and most importantly healthier. I quit energy drinks, my sleep pattern was more or less back to normal and I went to gym like 4 or 5 times a week. I was mainly doing weightlifting and the occasional low intensity cardio on the treadmill or cross trainer. My girlfriend and partner in crime Esther, who is behind that camera now, however, started running regularly in June 2017 as one of her friends invited her to a local 5k charity run. So she had been running for a year at this stage and she kept pushing me to go with her, but I wasn't really interested, like, at all. I'm not the type, I'm not a runner, I always use these excuses as I never really liked running, so I had never run that much in my whole life. I was always the guy who likes to go to the gym instead. And that friend of ours who got Esther into that 5k race, I hope you are still with me, so she was also prepping for a triathlon back then. She and her boyfriend, one of my best friends, have always been into cycling and they kept asking us to join them and go out for a spin together every now and then, but I couldn't care less about bikes and triathlons at the time, to be honest. But in June 2018, I finally decided to give running a chance. I went out for a run with Esther and it wasn't as horrible as I had thought it would be. The only thing I was missing was a smartwatch. I remember I kept asking her about our pace and how far we still had to go, as she had an Apple Watch to track her runs, but I didn't have any smartwatch whatsoever. So I bought a Fitbit Versa the following day, as I knew I needed the data or at least a new gadget if I wanted running to stick as a habit. Yep, that's how I looked at the whole running thing at the time. So I started running regularly in June 2018. I also remember watching a documentary about Ironman on Eurosport sometime before Kona in 2018 and then watched Kona live as well and I was immediately hooked. Within a few weeks I signed up for a sprint race which was in June 2019 and another 2 races immediately after that, one in August and one in September. I bought my first road bike ever in January 2019. I also started swimming from scratch and launched this YouTube channel at around the same time. I did all 3 triathlon races and a few 10k runs as well, and not long after my last sprint race in September last year, I signed up for a half Ironman which is supposed to be this September in Italy. I planned out the whole year. First, Esther and I were supposed to do a half marathon in Lisbon in March, along with our friends I mentioned before, but it got cancelled and we all know why. Then I would have done an Olympic distance triathlon at the end of May as part of my prep for the half Ironman as well, but it obviously got cancelled too. So I'm doing an Ironman virtual 5150 race this weekend to see where I'm at in terms of fitness and then start my half Ironman prep for the race in September. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is more than likely that the race itself will be cancelled, but I keep training and start my prep regardless. The plan is to get ready for the distance by the time of the race and either fly to Italy to do the actual race if it gets the green light, or fly to Italy and do the distance on my own since we have the flight tickets already. In case our flight gets cancelled, which is still a very likely scenario, I can still do the distance locally here in Galway in Ireland. So I have a plan A, B and C in place as well. We will see how it all goes. And my plan with this series is that probably once a week or every 2 weeks I can give you a little update on how things go with my training and preparation. It will hopefully help me to stay focused, motivated and last but not least accountable. I will talk about every aspect of my training, my diet and all the gadgets and tools I use and find useful throughout the process. I will still do separate tech reviews, of course. Next week, for example, I'm reviewing these Sennheiser True Wireless earbuds, so stay tuned for that. But back to the vlog for a minute. The answer to the question of why I'm doing all this is a simple why not. I have plenty time on my hands now. Our videography business was practically shut down 8 weeks ago, and large weddings are banned until at least mid-August here in Ireland. So it gives me ample opportunity to explore other options, keep myself busy and practice my videography skills at the same time. I can only hope you will join me on my journey. If you'd like to see where this all goes and also watch a few tech reviews here and there, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, see you next time.